So for me, I make a distinction between minimally processed foods and highly processed foods. Because unless you're living in the jungle and just eating solely off of what grows on vines and trees and not even flavoring your food, even with spices or dried herbs, because those are also processed foods, we all eat processed food. The other thing that's interesting is that I've seen folks also lambast processed vegan foods as if there are no non-vegan processed foods, as if people aren't already eating processed foods in the non-vegan world. They often say, well, be careful about going vegan. All those processed vegan products out there, they don't compare to whole foods like vegetables and fruits and whole grains. Well, A, if you think there aren't a ton of highly processed foods in the non-vegan world, you're just kidding yourself. And B, let me tell you something. Most people, and most people are not vegan yet, are eating highly processed, packaged, fast food. They're eating a ton of meat, dairy, and eggs. So they're already making pretty poor choices. And to warn people off against veganism, lest they eat processed foods, makes no sense.
So just like natural is always best, sometimes it really isn't. Sometimes something unnatural, sometimes in this case processing, is actually the better way to eat a food because it helps you to absorb more nutrients, whether we're talking about blending, creating a smoothie, blending our greens, or maybe we're talking about cooking potatoes. Again, you're going to improve digestion and improve bioavailability. Either way, those are both, in my view, improvements over eating the food whole in its more natural state. That's why when I talk about processed foods in a negative light, I try to say heavily processed, because that's really what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about junk foods, we're talking about chips and cookies and pizzas and stuff like that.
I have a problem with these vegan junk food things because I don't consider them food. To me, they're the same as any other processed food. Like, why would I eat chips? I don't get the point of eating chips when you just have the potato. What's the point of eating a vegan cake? You know, I know some people eat that, and I always wondered why I don't, but I want food and muffins or cookies and pies and cakes. I don't really consider them as food because I really want something whole and not chopped into pieces, blended with 10 other ingredients mashed together, and then it's something called muffin. I don't know.